Good afternoon, my friends, and I decided to make a follow-up to yesterday's announcement that Daniel Larson had been arrested for the fifth time in 2024, and there have been several key developments, and here are what they are. Now, I'm going to do this without doing that short rant that I did the previous time. I'm just going to lay out to you the new evidence that's being laid out in front of us, because this just goes from bad to worse. And when I say bad to worse, I mean from Daniel Larson's perspective. For everyone else involved, this is the single best thing that could have happened for the safety of everyone else. So, here we go. On the April 30th, 2024, Daniel was arrested by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, otherwise known as the FBI, and placed into Jefferson County Detention Facility, with a charge being courtesy housing for another agency, before being transferred out the next day. Although it is unknown where, he is likely in a holding cell going through the intake process. Considering that the FBI itself is dealing with this investigation themselves, very little information, or what information there is to be known, should be entirely down to the FBI. This isn't just the local police who are dealing with this. It was originally thought that this arrest was due to Daniel violating probation several times, as in the days following up to his arrest, Daniel defrauded a Buffalo Wild Wings and admitted to viewing CSEM. However, according to a call made to his manager, Clark, Daniel was arrested for several TT threats that he's made over the years, and according to his claims, he has federal charges which could land him in prison for several years. Ironic, and by the way, this isn't just, unlike what happened with Chris, there is solid documented evidence about what Daniel Larson has actually done, because remember back on the April 6th incident that we took a look at, that was concrete evidence. And the problem that maybe a lot of people have as to why Chris was released at all is because there was no evidence, there was no proof, I should say, of the crime technically being committed, which that was, at the end of the day, was the only thing that could have landed Chris in prison for up to 10 years. With Daniel, however, there is no doubt whatsoever that there are threats out there, and it even resulted in TikTok and YouTube cutting his live feeds and giving him the boot. So obviously, it was within the responsibilities of both TikTok and YouTube to do the right thing and report these concerning behaviours to the police and to the authorities. So you can't say that Daniel Larson didn't have this coming. What else were they expected to do? In fact, anybody else watching this would have probably have done the same thing as well. Ironically, Daniel was arrested just 28 days before this, and both months prior, making this is the fifth time he has been arrested in 2024. However, unlike those arrests for being a fugitive from justice, this one seems to be a different charge, and unlike all of the others, he is ineligible for bond. Considering how much Daniel has gotten away with, Daniel could be staying in jail for an extended period of time, much akin to the first jail arc. The background to his arrest. On the 25th of April, a warrant was set out for Daniel's arrest due to Daniel having violated his probation multiple times along with other charges. This is nothing new for Daniel, especially since only 2 days after this warrant was issued, he was kicked out of a Pump House restaurant by the police on April 27th, and the next day he was kicked out of Buffalo Wild Wings after defrauding the restaurant. On the evening of the 29th, he then went inactive on every one of his social media accounts, his last post saying he was on the bus back to Boulder. Daniel is well known for making TT threats through his social media accounts, and has made over 100 threats since 2021. Although this habit of threat making appeared to escalate in the weeks preceding his arrest, a prime example of this trend can be observed in the April 6th meltdown. Daniel was also made numerous threats against Bob on his YouTube community tab during this time. It's speculated that these TT threats may have been a factor in his arrest. Given that the FBI allegedly was making a case against him, these could have been an arrest warrant from the FBI rather than the local police. The arrest itself. Daniel was arrested in the afternoon of April 30th and booked into the Jefferson County Detention Facility, ineligible for bail. His charge was courtesy housing for another agency, before he revealed that he was charged with 7 counts of uttering threats, likely from the April 6th meltdown. He was transferred out of the facility the next day to another facility. It was revealed that the FBI itself was made aware of the threats from the July 3rd community tab incident, the August 29th meltdown, the Christmas Day meltdown, and the March 23rd meltdown. Time in jail. On May 1st, 2024, Lawrence Leak released a call between Daniel and Clark, and Daniel confirms that he was arrested by the feds for uttering threats. And for the benefits of those involved, I will play the actual call itself, so hold on to your hats.
Oh my god. I'm doing okay. The feds pretty much got me.
The feds got you?
This time the feds got me. And Bob told me that it wasn't going to happen and he didn't believe me. And I went to probation yesterday, and sure enough, the feds were there, and they charged me with 7 counts of threats from the threats that I made.
7 counts of threats?
Yep, under federal court.
Holy sh**.
Yeah.
So this shit.
Not to mention the fact that Daniel Larson even made several community posts saying, and I quote, "I watch blank blank now because the FBI and a Secret Service showed me what it was." Crying, laughing face emoji. Daniel Larson, considering the very seriousness of what he's just said, funny, and well, I think we could just about call this Exhibit C. Now, or it could be another charge against Daniel, one of which that I don't care how calm Daniel seems to think about this, and I don't care if he thinks this is funny or not. Daniel Larson, you've had it, my friend. Well, you're not my friend, but you get the idea. I think it's fair to say that whatever transpires in the next couple of hours, days, weeks, I think it's also fair to say that, well, Daniel has just about... This is the end of Law's history? Law's history, yeah, we're going to go with that. The end of Law's history as we know it. And, well, I think if there is so much as a thing as a moral to learn from the Daniel Larson story is... There are reasons why people detest people like Daniel Larson. It means don't make threats towards people, don't engage in things like CESM, and, well, if you brag about it, guess what? The feds will come knocking at your door, and they're not just gonna turn away just because you decide to ignore them. You talk the S word, you get hit. What else can I say? And with all that being said and done, I will once again repeat the notion: don't get in touch with Daniel. Don't get in touch with the FBI over this case. Don't get in touch with Bob. Stay about as far away from this as possible. And with all that being said and done, should more evidence come to light, and there's might be more to this story than we first anticipated, that will be that. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.